We would all like to have money left over in our bank accounts at the end of the month, right? So, if you don't know this already, there are people out there who manage to save so much money that their bank accounts start looking like phone numbers. Literally. And most people look at them and think, wow, they must be financial geniuses. But in reality, most of them just stopped buying things they don't need, a good portion of them never eat out at restaurants, and their most effective budgeting trick? Never stepping foot inside Target without a plan. So, how do they do it? What's their secret to never being broke? It's actually really simple. And I was about to spend weeks reading personal finance books to find the answer, but thankfully, after making every possible money mistake, I figured it out the hard way. My name is Mr. Sticks A. Stocks, and here are the 8 things I did to stop wasting my money. And the first thing I did was stop thinking about money as just numbers and started paying attention to why I was spending in the first place. Before we start, I have a question for you. Why did the stock market break up with the bond market? It felt like it was being too yielding. If you want to build wealth, you need to listen to these 8 things. The first thing is awareness and control. Yes, the way you spend your money isn't just about numbers in a bank account. It's about habits, impulses, and the tiny decisions that stack up over time. But most people go about fixing their spending all wrong. They focus so much on strict budgeting when what they actually need is impulse control and spending awareness. Think about it. Your money habits aren't just about tracking expenses. They're about how you feel when you swipe your card, what triggers your spending, and whether you're making intentional choices or just going with the flow. And that's exactly what we need to fix. Let's start with something that changed everything for me: the 24-hour rule. It's ridiculously simple. Before buying anything non-essential, wait 24 hours. Close the shopping tab, walk away from the store, and just let the urge sit. More often than not, you'll wake up the next day and realize, oh, I actually don't need this at all. Next, most people make the mistake of tracking their money after they've spent it. We're flipping the approach. It's called pre-spending allocation. Instead of looking at your bank statement at the end of the month and wondering where your money went, assign every dollar a purpose before you even touch it. This isn't just budgeting. It's making sure every bit of your income has a job, so you never accidentally spend $200 on random Amazon purchases at 2 a.m. And here's something unexpected that transformed my approach: the reverse wish list. Instead of adding things you want to a shopping cart, make a wish list of things you almost bought but didn't. After a month, look back at it. You'll be shocked at how much money you would have wasted on stuff you didn't even remember wanting. Finally, the 2-minute wallet check. Every night, before bed, take 2 minutes to check your recent transactions. No judgment, no stress, just a quick scan. This tiny habit keeps you aware of your spending and stops those "where did all my money go?" moments before they happen. These might seem like small changes, but together, they make a massive impact. And now, let's get into the second major thing I changed to stop wasting my money. The second thing is digital wellness. Okay, but a lot of the money you waste isn't even your fault. Every time you scroll through your phone, you're not just passing time. You're entering a digital battlefield where entire companies are competing to make you spend money. And they're really good at it. So we're going to fix that. And the first thing I did, I decluttered my digital life. It's simple as heck. Unfollow the influencers that make you want to buy things you don't need. Turn off one-click purchases. And if you're really committed, use a browser extension that blocks impulse buying sites after a certain hour. What makes this work? It's not about willpower, it's about reducing exposure. Because if you don't see it, you won't want it. But that's only half the battle. Because even if you remove the triggers, you still need something stronger to keep you from slipping back into old habits. And that's where purpose comes in. The third thing is money with a purpose. Most people have vague financial goals. They want to live comfortably, get out of debt, or achieve financial freedom. These aren't bad goals, but they're often undefined and fluid, shifting as our income grows. And that fluidity can lead to wasted spending. Think about it. What does comfortable really mean? A cozy home? A certain car? A lifestyle that allows for travel? Without clear parameters, the goalpost keeps moving, and so does the spending. Getting out of debt is another common goal, but often we still find ways to justify unnecessary expenses while tackling it. And financial freedom? It's a noble pursuit, but how much freedom is enough? More often than not, we already have more financial freedom than we acknowledge, yet we continue spending mindlessly. The real issue isn't our goals, but their scale. When we set our sights on something small, we don't question everyday spending habits. But when our goals become bigger, when they have purpose beyond just our own comfort, we start to see money differently, and that's when we stop wasting it. Because suddenly, every dollar has weight. It's no longer just a number in your bank account or a swipe of your card. It's a tool, a resource, a choice. And that choice determines not just what you buy, but what kind of life you build. The fourth thing is the true value of a dollar. Every dollar has power, but that power depends entirely on how we use it. We often spend without thinking, upgrading our possessions, dining out more than necessary, or chasing fleeting luxuries. But what if we asked ourselves a simple question? What is the best use of this money? For instance, the cost of a new phone upgrade could provide groceries for a struggling family for a month. The money spent on yet another home renovation could fund scholarships for students who wouldn't otherwise afford college. It's not about never spending on ourselves, it's about realizing that every purchase has an opportunity cost. When we start viewing our money in terms of impact rather than impulse, we naturally become more intentional with how we use it. And that's where the real shift happens, when money is no longer just a means of acquiring things, but a way to build something bigger than ourselves. The fifth thing is wealth with a mission. Saving money just for the sake of accumulating it isn't motivating. A high bank balance might feel good, but without a bigger purpose, it's just a number. This is where people often fall into the trap of mindless spending because when wealth lacks direction, it's too easy to waste. Instead of saving just to have money, we should ask, what is this money meant to achieve? Is it to provide long-term security for our family? Is it to create opportunities for others? Is it to fund a cause we care deeply about? When we set a goal beyond ourselves, money stops being just something we accumulate or spend, it becomes a tool for meaningful change. And with that shift, the temptation to waste it on things that don't matter begins to fade, because now every dollar has direction, every decision has weight, and financial choices aren't just about the present, they shape the future we're building. But there's another layer to all of this. Money is also deeply intertwined with our relationships, our interactions, and the way we navigate the world socially. The sixth thing is social strategies and dynamics. Beyond all this inner work we've been talking about, there's another chief piece of the framework, our social connections. Consider this. We talk about physical energy, but your social energy matters just as much. And mastering this aspect leads to creating evenings that fill you up instead of leaving you feeling drained and empty. Think of it this way. Your social battery works exactly like your phone battery. Just like checking your phone's charge, you need to know precisely how much social energy you have left. That's what I've come to call the social battery management system. Some activities actually charge you up, while others drain you down. The point is figuring out your unique pattern. Instead of spreading yourself thin, trying to maintain 20 different friendships which doesn't work, focus on building 3 to 5 deep connections. These people become your evening tribe, the ones who understand that sometimes you need connection and sometimes you need space. But there's another aspect of social energy that's rarely discussed, energy vampires. And I want to be really clear here. These aren't bad people. They're just individuals whose energy patterns clash with yours. Try this. Do what I call an energy vampire audit. Start noticing which social interactions leave you feeling tired versus energized. This isn't about avoiding people altogether. It's about timing your interactions wisely. A helpful tool here is the social recharge protocol. It works like a safety net. For every hour of social interaction, plan 15 minutes of quiet time. Think of it like cooling down after exercise. But what if connection is productivity? What if those evening conversations that seem like wasted time are actually recharging your creativity, problem-solving abilities, and emotional resilience in ways we never realized before? Think about mapping your social energy the same way you'd map a city. Some places naturally energize you. Others drain you. Some people lift you up. Others require more energy than you might have to give. And understand this, being selective isn't selfish, it's sustainable. It's about creating evenings that work for everyone involved, including you. Because just like managing money with purpose, managing your social energy with intention can change everything. There's one more battlefield where discipline makes all the difference: shopping. Because stores aren't just places to buy things. They're carefully designed traps meant to make you spend more than you intended. Bright lights, strategic layouts, limited-time deals, it's all engineered to weaken your resolve. And that's why one rule has saved me from countless impulse purchases. The seventh thing is never stepping foot inside Target without a plan. If you walk in without a list, you're walking into a financial ambush. Think about it. You stroll in for a quick errand. Maybe you need toothpaste. 10 minutes later, your cart is full of throw blankets, aesthetic storage bins, and a candle that just smelled too good to pass up. That's not an accident. Stores like Target, Walmart, and even your local grocery store are engineered to make you buy more. So, what's the solution? Always go in with a plan. Make a list and stick to it. No browsing. Set a time limit so you're not wandering the aisles. Use curbside pickup if you're prone to impulse buys, because once you realize that mindless spending is not just a personal weakness, but a system designed to make you fail, you can start playing smarter. And that's how you stop wasting money, by controlling your choices before they control you. The eighth thing is escaping the envy trap. But there's another hidden benefit to taking control of your spending. It frees you from the grip of comparison. This strategy also helps us fight the presence of envy in our lives, at least in terms of things that money can buy. Let's say I am passionate about a specific problem that I see in the world and begin using my money to solve it. Suddenly, it doesn't matter to me that my neighbor bought a boat. My best friend got new shoes. My money was spent on something important to me. It doesn't matter that I have less because of it. I am proud of where it was spent. This shift in mindset is powerful. Envy thrives when we measure our success against someone else's highlight reel. But when we anchor our financial decisions in purpose, the comparisons lose their grip. When we begin to see that the full potential of our lives is far greater than selfish and worldly pursuits, we are less likely to waste our resources chasing them. Instead, we focus on what truly matters, building something meaningful, something that lasts. Because at the end of the day, wealth isn't about what you have, it's about what you create. Before we part ways, I have one final question for you. Why did the stock trader bring a ladder to work? Because he heard the market was going up. If you're interested in 5 habits that are keeping you poor, as explained by my idol Warren Buffett, please click on the video on the screen. This is Mr. Sticks A Stocks signing off for now. See you next time.